Everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are here for the very first time, thank you so much for visiting. My name is Donella and this is my world of beauty here on YouTube. This video, we are just going to be creating something because Easter is coming up and we just want to make sure that we have something that looks kind of Easter-like or falls in line with the colors associated with Easter. Now, what colors are associated with Easter? I think they're like yellows and greens and listen, every color is associated with Easter as far as I know. So we are just going to run through this tutorial and see what we come up with. So if you are interested in seeing what I create at the end of this video, then please stay tuned. Okay, so for this tutorial in terms of the eye look, I really want to go in with this eyeshadow palette from Beaute. It is the Mystic Romance eyeshadow palette, and I just took a quick look at it and I was like, oh my gosh, these colors are so pigmented, they're so pretty. By the way, Beaute is a black owned brand, and yeah, this is it right here. Let me tell you something. When I look at every, you got some palettes when you open them, you're like, I only could use maybe one or two of these colors. I can use every single color in here and I know it's going to show up on my skin because you can already see the pigmentation on this. Because let me just do this one here real quick. Let's just do that, a real quick swipe right there. I mean, look at that. Look at that. I ain't even really put my hand in it yet. Look at that. Look at that. So we're going to be playing up with these colors. I don't even know what I'm going to create. All I know is that I want to play up in this eyeshadow palette. So let's just jump. You know what? Let me do my complexion products first, and then we're going to jump into this palette here. Okay, so I've already went ahead and applied my primers, etc. And guess what I'm wearing? Just guess, just guess, just guess, just guess. Yes, baby, I went back in with this duo here from Mehron makeup. Girl, let me tell you something. For the summer, them two gonna be my best with a foundation I haven't used in quite some time. This one here from Chantecaille. I would have done like a tutorial or I think a review on this sometime back when I first got it. Apparently this is the makeup brand that they use on the set of Euphoria, and I don't remember. Yeah, the shade is Carob, which is, I also use the shade Carob in Black Opal Beauty, so I thought this would probably be the most fitting shade for me. And because this is how it is, should I just dip the brush in? Let's see if that works. Let me just dip my brush in to just get it saturated. Well, this is a gel foundation, so you have to be like really careful with this. I don't want to apply too much and then I look like a complete disaster on camera. As we're using this eyeshadow palette to create the eye look, I'm just going to use a mirror that's attached to this, and I don't want to spend too much time on the complexion because you guys have seen me. Let me push my headpiece up slightly. You guys have seen me run through this like a million times. Just from my under eye, I'm going to go in with the Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer. This is just to cover the darkness underneath my eyes. So I'm just going to dab that on real quick. For highlight, I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Deep Chestnut. Contouring and bronzing, I'm going to go in with my Danessa Myricks Beauty Yummy Skin Beauty Balm in the shade number 10. We're just going to use this to sculpt
and contour our face.
Setting my highlighted areas with my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Powder. This one is in the shade Nutmeg. I do want to slightly brighten my under eye highlights. So I'm going to go in with the same Fenty Beauty. So I'm going to go in with another Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Powder. This one is the shade Honey. I'm just going to add a little bit of honey in the areas that I just want to just amp up this a little bit.
I'm applying honey right here. Right here.
right here. These are the areas you just want my highlight to be just slightly brighter. I'm going to go in with my Prime Beauty, well, the word on this gun, but this is the Prime Beauty bronzer. This was made specifically for dark skin girls. This one is in the shade Bronzeville, and I'm just going to add just a little bit of this. Well, let's talk about the word a little bit. I'm just going to add some of this to the areas where I would have applied the contour cream, the Beauty Balm from Vanessa Myricks, and that's really because I just want to amp it up. I really love to see bronzed looking skin, so I always just go in with a bronzer right after I've applied a contour cream, just to amp it up a little bit and really hit the areas that I want to focus on. I think I've mentioned this before in previous videos, I always use the same brush that I use to apply the cream contour. That's really because for me, when I see everything just melt, when everything just mixes together, to me it gives me a better finish. That's just my personal preference and my observation with my own skin. So if you don't do that, if you want to use another clean brush, that's completely fine. This is just my personal preference. Okay, so now we've reached to the part that I'm excited about. I can just finish the rest of my face later on. Now we go into using the Mystic Romance Beauty from Ace Beauty. So I want to start off by using lighter shades and then build up the intensity with deeper shades. So I want to start off with this pinky rosy fitting. It's actually called Rose. I'm gonna start off with the shade Rose and just randomly select the shades that I think that's just going to amp it up more. I'm gonna start off with this, possibly move on to that, this, that, and then listen. I'm going to try to incorporate as many colors as possible in this look because this eyeshadow palette looks really, really beautiful. So let me start off with Rose. By the way, I've already went ahead and primed my eyelids using the same concealer from Elf Beauty. So I'm going to create a bit because I really want to put one of those shimmery colors right there in the center. So I'm going to start off by just building up the intensity of this. This color is rose. This rose color looks really, really pretty on its own. It looks really pretty. Like I feel like if we use this as a crease color in future looks, and it would just, or even as a lid, just on my lids, I think it would look really, really pretty. So we have that. I want to move on to my blending brushes. I feel like I can't find them. That one. Then I'm going to move on to this other shade that's called Temptress, just to amp it up a little bit. Gonna use Temptress. We're gonna add Temptress right over here. Gonna just intensify this look right here. Brown, brickish reddish shade called Haze. I'm going to add a little bit of that just to kick it up even more. To deepen the shade even more, I'm gonna add that. Tad bit of Temptress, which is the I want to go with this a tad bit of Temptress, which is pinky rosy type, the same pinky rosy type shade that I used right after Rose, just because I feel like Haze was just looking slightly too dark. And then I want to go back in with a little bit of Rose and just use that right here in the crease, just right there in the crease. I'm connecting the dots. And I'm going to go in with this really shimmery, pretty, iridescent shade called Aura. I actually just kind of slightly wipe it right there, but I think I want to use a brush just for placement purposes. I know your finger is probably the best tool, but because I want it to be placed like right here, I'm just using the brush, and I'll probably use my finger afterwards, depending on how good a job this brush does. Okay, girl. I'm just going to add just a little bit more of that, and just because it's looking slightly right, I just want to add just a little bit of this one called Celestial, just to kind of make it look a little bit more on the pinky side. And because I want this to not look overpower the entire thing, I'm just going to add a little bit of Temptress right there on the outskirts of it. I'm just going to add just a little bit of temptress like right there on the tip of it, just because I want all the colors to just look because I don't want it to look too deeper shade. I want it to look more a pinky purpley rosy type of shade. I'm just going back in with a little bit of temptress to add just a little bit of temptress there, and just maneuver between both Aura and Celestial and temptress so that we can get all the shades tied in together, because Celestial and Aura looks like they have that bit of rose and temptress tied in with them. So yeah, I'm really liking what I see here. I don't even know. I'm really liking what I see here. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. Ooh, ooh. Okay. Pretty much just went in and did the same thing on the other side. I am just really trying to deepen the outer crease area with hairs, just because I feel like I want it to be a little bit darker. Then I just started blending it out with temptress because I feel like you're a little bit too dark. So I'm here having a literal battle trying to figure out if I want it to be this dark or if I just want it to blend it out a little bit with temptress. So I've been doing that, back and forth going with that. I've been back and forth trying to decide, but I feel like blending it out with temptress is really helping. And I want to try using my fingers, right, to dip into both Aura and Celestial, because as you can see, right, this one was looking slightly gold, but when I dip my fingers in them, it's almost like there are hints of pink underneath there, but it's also seeing a slight bit of purple as well. So I like this, but I want to use my finger on both just to see. So this is Aura. I'm going to just add that just as a topper on its own, just like that. Okay, I feel like my finger is doing a much better job, like right there. Just use Aura like right on top there as a topper on its own. Okay, girl, that looks, I feel like that looks better. So I'm going to wipe my finger off now, makeup wipe, and then I'm going to go into with Celestial and add Celestial right here from the inner corner, right here, and then just tap it over Aura. Maybe I should use a different finger. That's probably what I should use. So add Celestial here and then drag it over Aura. Okay. I really like this. Like, I really like this. I really like this look. I really like these shades. These look absolutely, I need to wipe my fingers off. Okay, so I am back and I applied a bit, right, of the Danessa Myricks Beauty Fusion Flush Liquid Blush. And because of sample size, right, I did that part out of the video because that was a hot mess. Putting the sample size content and everything trying to wear. We can edit that part out. See all the mess, okay? We just want to look. We just gonna keep this part in. All right, so this is it. Listen, isn't it amazing how when you apply a pair of false lashes, how everything just comes together, the liner and everything, and then the look just comes together. Ooh, I'm just wearing a clear lip gloss and I feel comfortable with it just like that. Like, I feel like I don't even need to apply a nude lip. However, let's just add one, you know, for filming purposes. Let's just go ahead and create a nude lip color to complete the entire. So for my lip liner, I actually use one of these generic drugstore brands. I can't find my NYX and my MAC and my Mented lip liners I normally use. There's somewhere wrong, you know, when you have so many things just and you can't see what you're looking for. That's what I'm going through right now. So I just use this generic drugstore brand lip liner. I mean, if I tell you the name, I don't even know what it be. This one is called Color Stilo. It's a brown, yeah, it says medium brown lip pencil. So I actually like it. It's not a bad shade of brown. I think it looks really good. So we're done with that. Just I can't find the others. I went in with this NYX makeup. This is Milky Gloss. This one is in the shade Cookies and Milk. I really like this in some instances, but for this I feel like it's looking a little bit too nude. So I'm going to go in with this MAC lip gloss in the shade Myth or Mystic. Actually, no, I don't have to add. This is a little bit more on the peachy cream side, so I like to just add a little bit of that to the top, if y'all can understand what I just said. So I combine all three together, you know, the brown pencil, the Milky Way. Is it Milky Way or this is Milky? Where me get Milky Way from? I must be here thinking about chocolate. Long time I see a Milky Way. Do I like Milky Way? I don't think I ever liked Milky Way. Where'd that come from? Anyway, so once you combine the brown pencil, the milk, this is Milky NYX glass, and the lip gloss from MAC. This is the color that I normally get. I actually didn't apply any highlight, but I'm actually not mad at this because I feel like the Vanessa Meyer's baby, what is the name? Vision Flush long wear multi-purpose liquid pigment for your cheeks, lips, and eyes. Ma'am, okay, that's the name of it. I'm not going to show the sample size. We're gonna edit out that part. I filmed it, but the edit of this video is not gonna have it in. Okay, we're gonna take that part out. Okay, so and if it looks slightly dewy, it's because I just went in with my setting spray. I forgot I didn't apply any, but I was saying I haven't gone in with a highlight, but I'm actually not going to do that because I feel like the Vision Flush, it says it's pigmented, and it actually looks like I'm wearing highlight. So I really like this. I really like this. I use the orange shade as well. The orange shade, does it have the name? The orange shade is called Sweet Nectar. Yeah, I love that. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. So this is the completed look, guys. And let me tell you something. I am in love with this Ace Beaute. Beaute. It says Beaute. Yes, that. This reminds me of my other eyeshadow palette that I love so much. You guys see me used a lot on this channel, the one from Pat McGrath Labs, that Celestial Mothership long name story. Why all her palettes have these extreme like 10 words? Why it can't be like 3 or something like that? She got like 10 words to describe an eyeshadow palette. I don't know why, but Miss Patty, we're gonna need some shorter names, please. Shorter names for 2024. Shorter names. All right, guys, yes, so we have come to the end of this video, this tutorial, this makeup look, this little chatty thing, whatever you want to call it. If you happen to have enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up on your way out. And if you haven't already subscribed, it would mean a whole lot to me if you go ahead and click the subscribe button on your way out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys real soon on my next video. Bye bye.